Okay, so thanks for the paper. Very sympathetic to this idea of thinking of God's forgiveness as a kind of pardon. But I mean, I think also it's really right to also think of it as a kind of like personal forgiveness, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about in the Old Testament where he talks about desiring to reconcile himself with Israel in very personal terms, you know, like a spouse. I mean, surely that's something a full model of God's justice would encompass, right?
You're absolutely right, and this gets into the question of whether or not God needs to be propitiated or merely sin expiated. Today, it is very unpopular among theologians to think that God needs to be reconciled to humanity. Rather, the view is that humanity needs to be reconciled to a God who stands with open arms, who is not wrathful, who does not need to be propitiated. But I think that you're correct, that in the biblical view of God, unbelievers stand under God's wrath. This is the burden of the first 3 chapters of the book of Romans, and therefore propitiation is necessary. And that means that while divine forgiveness would entail pardon, we shouldn't, I think, reduce it to pardon. But if you do adopt this more modern view that God doesn't need to be reconciled, then all the more my argument goes through that divine forgiveness is legal pardon, because he doesn't have to forgive on that other view.